Let's actually start there because
Sure.
Ronda is now doing a lot of media now that Fight Week has begun. I know that MVP has just uploaded this face to face with her and Gina Carano that I've not seen yet, but I did see her interview on Ariel Helwani's show today. Number one is her vitriol for Hunter Campbell of the UFC is extraordinary. She detests this man. And basically said, I left the UFC office pissed off and with a purpose. And this is the purpose. This fight is just like an FU to Hunter Campbell, who apparently was questioning how well these two could do if they fought in the UFC. But I guess the most noteworthy thing that came out of this interview was she is going into Saturday expecting that this will be her last fight, that she wants to have at least 2 more children, and that doing this fight was, she basically had to convince her husband, Travis Brown, to do this fight. He isn't even like on board with her becoming an executive if something becomes of this MVP MMA wing and such. So, I mean, it's a fighter stating on a fight week it's her last fight, but it very well could be. I think many people thought that after the Amanda Nunes loss that she would never come back. This was an interesting scenario that presented itself with Gina Carano. There are not a shortage of fights. Like MVP, they have ties through their boxing promotion with Holly Holm. There is like Ronda Rousey fighting, I think is kind of, it's not so much key to MVP continuing MMA cards, but how much is it to Netflix's interest in hosting these types of cards, and how many of those names exist? Yes, you have a Francis Ngannou, you have a Nate Diaz. They're all fighting on this card on Saturday. It's very stacked. The question is going to be if they have the announcement of a follow-up card, and if you don't have Ronda Rousey, like how much is Netflix interested? Because I don't think Netflix wants to be just doing rank and file non-UFC MMA events. They want big star-studded events like this Saturday's has been promoted.
Agreed. Yeah. I truly believe Ronda when she says that, and
I do too.
I could even see her sticking to it. But I also imagine she'll probably, again, depending on the success level of this, depending on whether or not she wins the match, I think that'll probably have a whole lot to do with it. I can see the offers being quite strong for her to stay.
What if they made an offer for her to fight Hunter Campbell?
I think she would delay having those 2 extra kids and take that challenge on.
Yeah, you push child number 3 down the road for the Hunter Campbell fight on Netflix.
Let's say this is a success. Do you completely rule out a return to the UFC after all of this?
For Ronda?
Yeah.
I can't completely shut the door to that. If this fight does tremendously well, is there some insane offer that is made? It's possible. Could Dana White be that negotiator? I don't think it is anywhere near likely. I think overall, I think she is, like, let's not forget, she was presenting this fight to the UFC first, and it's only after this that she's now kind of become this advocate for fighters' rights and all that. But I do feel now that she is pushing for all this, I think she is in that headspace that going to the UFC, this is not a woman that needs to be doing it for financial reasons. That I do see, if she were to fight again, I see it more likely to be in this vehicle. But the real story is going to be how well this fight does, and overall how Netflix feels about doing like a couple of these a year. And if that's the case, then I mean, this is really built on a lot of like bigger name, like Ronda Rousey, Gina Carano, even Nate Diaz. Like, these are names from the past, and Ngannou, you can still make a credible claim as the top heavyweight in MMA, but like there are very few of those names, and to be doing this regularly, it's like you do not have access to any level of depth of current fighters, and that is going to be difficult beyond just doing some of these nostalgia plays, which will get old after time. You're not always going to have that magic fight to make of people that were big stars a decade ago. It's also a test way of where is a Ronda Rousey and a Gina Carano to today's MMA fan base, a lot of which came in during the pandemic, and they have come in during this whole UFC wave of the last couple of years where it's a lot of younger males. Like, what does a Ronda Rousey, much less a Gina Carano, mean to that audience? I think it's going to do well, but I don't know what the ceiling is going to be for this fight. Being on Netflix, it does give it, like, if this were a pay-per-view, I think that'd be a tougher ask. But on Netflix, it certainly has the widest reach you could ask for in modern fight promotion.
Any other media you know of them doing that might be notable?
I mean, they're going to be doing like their press conferences this week. I don't know if like any big outlets are doing any significant stuff with Ronda this week, but I did see her doing a number of interviews this week, and she has not been doing a ton of them before this. Even Gina Carano, they've kind of been limited. They've done a countdown series on Netflix that I believe if you keep your ears open for the entire duration, you might catch 2 seconds of us.
About
2 or 3 seconds.
Maybe a little bit less than that.
Yeah, maybe a little
I think
less.
your voice is heard for at least 5 seconds, maybe.
Yes. This is a fight, I believe. No, I don't even know what the soundbite is. But anyway, so that's coming up on Saturday. And myself and Eric Marcotte are doing a special show Sunday on the Cafe where we will go through that card as well.
If the Post Wrestling Cafe were to undergo a drug test in the month of May, we would be testing positive because we are overloaded with content. We are going to be reviewing Hulk Hogan, Real American, all 4 episodes this month. Plus, we will go inside the Manosphere with a review of the latest Louis Theroux documentary. We will also have coverage of the Ronda Rousey Gina Carano fight, also taking place on Netflix. Rewind Away tackles WCW Super Brawl 2, and we cover NXT TakeOver Brooklyn from 2015. All that, plus all of the XL editions on a weekly basis, Collision Course, Daredevil Born Again, and so much more. It can all be yours at postwrestlingcafe.com. $8 gets you in the door.